My good friends, there is something magical about a deal that gives you some student income, but doesn't stress you like a varsity exam. Welcome to Project Getrude. Yeah, it is a new deal, a student accommodation that's ready for you. If you got your bond, if you've got your cash, today we're going to bring you in on the deal. So before we go into the maths, let me just drop you in on the flavor of the deal. It's 22 students. That's what it is. It's already set up. And it's, the students, they are paying anything between 4,300 all the way to 4,700, which is this year's rates. Okay. It's fully set up. It's accredited to the biggest client, who's NSFAS. The property is in an area that's called Vanderbay Park. Yeah, high five to me. TJ, high five. Yeah. Why am I high fiving myself? Because I never used to pronounce some of these. I wasn't able to pronounce some of these words. Like I used to call this Vanderbay Park. Vanderbay Park. So it's a Vanderbay Park, right? So Afrikaans is getting close. And the property itself, it's literally a kilometer from one of the universities. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is TJ, your host, and I'm a former banker and founder here at the TJ Tribe. And I do business with a focus in student accommodation, flips, which is buy and sell, and coaching, with the hope that all of us, as young, upcoming modern parents, we can be able to have passive income from real estate. Welcome to the channel. In Vanderbay Park, there is 2 universities predominantly. It's kind of like 3, but I'll speak of 2 that are like strong presence. The first one is the university that is called Valley University of Technology. A lot of people call it VUT, and that's the main campus in the area. And the VUT main gate is literally like a kilometer to this property, like literally a kilometer, right? So that's a huge win. Additionally, there's also the Northwest campus. It's also in the area. They do have a campus there, Northwest University. So in Northwest University, there are a number of cities, right? So this is one of the other locations that they are in. Now, in terms of the market size, there is, I do want to say that the big demand is going to come from VUT, because at the moment, VUT has round about 17,000 to 20,000 students that they cater for, particularly at this campus. They actually have only one campus, which is this one, right? Yeah, all right. And then obviously Northwest University, because they're in multiple cities, they have around about 56,000, but obviously there was no data that's like available for, particularly for this campus, and how many there are. And then the other university or higher institution that we can speak about is the institution that is called EduVos, right? EduVos, like across the country, they have 21,000, but obviously for Vanderbay Park, we're not so sure what's the head count there. So my good friends, I want to say to you, your 22 student bed accommodation is precisely, nicely, strategically placed, obviously, to save VUT, if you can look at this like that, right? It's 1 kilometer away, so that would be your primary feeder, obviously due to the proximity and the size, right? It's just like a no-brainer. There may also be some interest from NWU, but I don't really think so. But they also have their own residents that I've seen there. I don't know how many they take there, yeah, EduVos, I am sure, yeah. So, in a nutshell, if we were to say this, I think Project Getrude is literally a stone throw away from Val University of Technology, which is obviously 15 to 20,000 students there on the campus. And it's a huge pool of demand. That's what I think. Literally at your doorstep. And there's also a campus which we spoke about, which is Northwest University, and then EduVos. And let's jump in to talk about the numbers. I like to talk about the numbers. So we've got a mantra here, and this mantra, my good friends, all it says is my heart is open, my mind is open, help me to TJ to make some money. So we're going to repeat that mantra so that anyway, wherever we are, we can say that mantra and we can align the head and the mind and the heart and the mind so that we can be able to close the good deals by ourselves. Are you ready? Let us go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. My heart is open. My mind is open. Help me, TJ, to make some money. Because we're not just buying this property for Gem, nah? There's a reason why we're wanting to buy it. Right. Most people, in my experience, they assume that when you're coming into real estate, you need lots of money to jump into property. No, you don't. But on this deal here, your real money that you're going to need in the deal is just below R1 million. And I'll break that down as I go along. There is a deposit, so obviously a deposit is needed. Then there's a bit of setting up cost fees, and then the rest you can then be able to get it as a bond. And if you're a cash buyer, my good friends, you can be able to be walking away with a whooping cash flow perspective of 55,000 per month. But for the bond guys, you're walking away with around about 19K per month. I will come back to you. What, TJ, how much is it? What's the deal? You're taking too long. But I need to explain the context of the deal. Relax, Karen. Okay, relax. Okay, let's go. The purchase price. The purchase price agreed. The seller is happy. And we have already put it on pen and paper. They wanted around about 4 million, 4.2 on it. We danced around with them for a couple of months, days, and eventually we got to 3.5 million. So 3.5 million is your purchase price. Yep, 3.5 million. You are going to need additional money, which I did say up to 900, but you don't need to have all that 900 now. So let's speak to the guy who's going to be buying with a bond, right? You're going to the bank and you're going to lend some money. You can go to the bank and then apply for this 3.5 million. However, your 900 or up to R1 million, you will need in different setups. I do want to say that it's a property that you can plug in and roll with it. That's my view on it. So you may not need this 3.5 million, but let me just double check these numbers with you. So let me just correct that. It's not 900 that you're going to need. It's actually dependent on how much the bank is going to give you. So let's assume that the bank is giving you on your 3.5, they require a 10% deposit. It basically means that now you've got a 350 that you need there for your deposit. But if you get through over the line and the bank is giving you 100%, then you don't need this 350. Does it make sense? Okay, sharp, right. Now, the next amount that you're going to be needing is what we call the legal fees. There's a whooping 330 odd that you're going to need. And obviously that's for bond and legal fees on this particular property. So already we are now sitting at 350 plus 330. Let's just call it 350, right? So 350 plus 350, that's already a 700,000. There you are. However, there's very little money that you're going to need to just set up. Like the furniture, there is furniture already. They're throwing that in the deal. So you don't need furniture. But we've just put it in the deal for some of you guys who are like, yeah, I don't like this furniture. I like my own furniture, my je ne sais quoi, and my Louis Vuitton furniture. Is there a furniture that's called Louis Vuitton? I don't know. But anyway, we just put it there as a budget, just in case. It's money that you should have, but to be precise on the deal, if you're getting it as a bond, you're 100%, all you're going to need is registration fees, okay? If you are going to get up to maybe 90%, registration fees plus deposit. I hope I have made that clear. Have I? Now, if I'm to take away the furniture, because in here the furniture is not like really a big game changer, my good friends, because the furniture is in the property, it's fully functional, your return investments jumps up to around about 30% return. TJ, how much is that? I am still talking to the guy who is having a bond. Ne? We are talking about 18,000 is what you are going to be able to be banking on a monthly basis. All right. So I'm glad that we've spoken about it. Let me run you through again. 3.5 is your buying price. Depending on your bond, you will need some deposit. Other than that, all you need is your transfer. Bingo, you are in the deal. Sharp. Okay. You bring your bond, you bring your cash, we bring the beds, we bring the business. Voila, you are making money. TJ, what if I am one of those people, I'm a cash buyer? Woohoo! Cash buyer, my good friends, welcome. Cash buyer, you will need 3.5 million because that's the purchase price. And you will need an additional transfer fees and all of those things as usual. And thereafter, you are going to be making some good money, my good friends. 18% is what you're going to be making on here, so which is a good return. So on a monthly basis, you are walking away with a whooping 55,800. Let's just make it 55,000. We're just rounding it off, right? If you're sitting on the like fence, does real estate work? Does it not? The numbers are not lying. The last time I checked, if you're sitting with any money in the bank, there's probably a return of around about 9 to 10%. That if you have to park your money there. But here's the numbers. The numbers here are not lying. They are telling us what you can be able to make. So, yep. So this here is what I call the same money, different cash flow, different money game. That's all there is to it, right? But either way, you are walking into some moolah, my good friends, from month number one once you're nicely set up. Let's jump on to some of the other numbers that we need to discuss. We spoke about the buying process. Let's jump on to talk about the rental income. The rental income, the magic number is 100,000. That's the amount of money that you're going to be making with this year's rates. Potentially next year, there might be like a 5%, 6% increment, but don't think about it. That will be bonus. Let's just focus on this year, which is a whooping 100,000. But remember, student accommodation is generally paid for 10 months. And then thereafter, we need to annualize this because some of your costs are running on a yearly basis, right? Like, for instance, the bond. Like, for instance, sewer, okay? Like, for instance, you can't say to your Wi-Fi subscriber, can I do a Wi-Fi subscription only for like 8 months, 10 months? They're like, hell no. Okay, so all of these costs. So if you are one of those people who are on the bond side, if we are to subtract your, I want to call it 85,000, that's the annual fee now, that you're now making from a rental. If we are to subtract your 85,000 minus your bond, minus all of your expenses, and making an assumption that maybe your bond is sitting at around about, let's say 13%, right? That's like prime plus what? Plus 1.5 or 2, yeah, somewhere there. With all the other expenses, you are sitting on a 30% return. 19 grand is what you're going to be making. Let's just call it shy 20 grand, right? For ease of mathematics. Then, my good friends that are sitting on the other side of the cash deal, you guys are going to be making a whooping 55 grand. Is this a good deal? If it is, let me know. How can you reach out to us? If you have been vetted, you are likely going to see this deal in your email. And if you haven't seen it, check again. Because we have sent this already. That's number one. And then number two, if you've been vetted already and you're good with the money, your financial position has changed from the last time we discussed, then you want to send me a text on our hotline. And our hotline is +2778 4226647. And yours truly, TJ, will be able to get to you, or one of my team members, and we can be able to close this deal for you. It's available. We have closed it for you. All you need to do is just like, hey, I got the mullah. Or hey, I'm keen on the offer to purchase. Where do I sign? And obviously we'll vet you. We get the bond originators on board. We will walk you on the journey. This is your deal that you can be able to manage, and you can be able to make this smaller by yourself. That's what we do here on Wednesday Deal Day. So let me know. If I don't know you, I can't flow you with these deals, my good friends. So let me know you, verify you upfront. These deals will come through to you. Now, some of you, this deal is going to just like go, right? And you're like, oh, teacher, I had the money, but I didn't know you before. So let me know you. Let's have a conversation. And let's understand how much money you got. And when deals like this ones, we match you. We match you. It's called matching, ne? We match you with the deal. We call you, say, hey, there's a deal here. You can, bingo, you take it, and it's yours. No hassle. Easy peasy, right? Until we see each other again on the next deal, it is your boy, TJ.